Hi, beautiful people. Today I would like to address the question, what is the meaning of life? I know it is a pretty deep subject, but I think we all come to a point in our life where we ask, well, what is the meaning of it all? So today I would like to offer my thoughts and hopefully some inspiration on this topic. If you like this video, don't forget to press like and to share it with anyone you think can benefit. Maybe you know someone who is struggling or grappling with this question, and this video might be helpful for them. So don't forget to share it with anyone you think can benefit. If you like, subscribe to my channel so we can stay connected in this way, and you can receive invitations for other videos like this. What is the meaning of life? For a lot of people, this seems to be a scary question or going really deep. And I wonder why, because it kind of means you're assuming the answer is going to be negative or scary. For me, it has always been the opposite. It has always been of great solace and really grounding to go to the root of all things, to what really matters in life. I have found that the meaning of life is to become holy again. Somehow we have fallen from grace so far. If we look at the state of affairs in the world, there is war everywhere, people starving, so much suffering and injustices. We have made money the ruler of the world, but where has that led us? From my experience, money can make life a lot easier. That is very true. But when it comes to questions like, what is the meaning of life? Why am I here? It just seems to be a piece of cold metal. The times when I feel most alive is when I communicate in the way I do right now, talking about these deep, relevant matters. When I'm in deep meditation, when the I disappears and there is only love and peace. I think it is the calling for all of us to become this love, this light, in whatever capacity that is for each one of us. I believe we have to become more like Jesus, the Buddha, Muhammad, like all the great prophets and saints, like God really. And each one of us can understand that in a way that feels comfortable for us. After all, it is our most intimate calling. Maybe you feel it is so far out of reach that even thinking about it makes you feel uncomfortable. But remember, all these beings who came before us showed us that change is possible any day, no matter where we find ourselves in life. Remember the prostitute in the Bible. She washed the feet of Jesus with her hair and her tears, and she became one of his closest followers and very dear to Jesus. So no matter how many sins you think you have committed or how far you have fallen from grace and light, holiness is always fully available to all of us. And it is our most intimate calling. Can you remember a moment of deep prayer or meditative absorption? Or a great act of charity, having given something to someone else that really changed their life? Do you remember what it felt like? I think nothing comes close to this experience. And it is because this is what we are called to do. But you might ask, well, how can I be more like God? Well, I think one of the first steps is to have a relationship with the God that is alive, or the divine, or whatever that is for you. All spiritual paths or paths of faith or kindness lead to the same conclusion. So no matter what faith you have, or spirituality, or maybe none particular at all, we are all essentially divine and holy. And it is our calling to fully realize that. A mother can realize this by being holy to her child, by giving this newborn soul all the tool it needs to discover the same fulfilling truth. Remember, we are all one ultimately, and each one of us holds inside the entire universe. So helping one being to become holy has an effect on the entire universe. Other people have a broader influence on the world, like politicians or leaders of one kind or another. What if all they became holy? What world would we live in? There would be no war, and everyone would be taken care of. Think of paradise and what life is like there. Or the Vaikuntha planets, the heavenly place where Sri Krishna resides. If you are unfamiliar with either of them, I recommend you find out about them. Or Samadhi, the state of bliss, described in the Hindu scriptures. In all of these places, there is utmost peace, and all the creatures live in perfect harmony. The Vaikuntha planets are described as being filled with golden palaces and hanging gardens, full of fragrant flowers and fruit. The inhabitants eternally sing of the character and the activities of the Lord, which are always devoid of inauspicious qualities. When the king of bees hums the glories of the Lord, there is a temporary lull in the noise of the pigeon, the cuckoo, the crane, the swan, the parrot. Such transcendental birds stop their own singing simply to hear the glories of the Lord. In the Hadith, paradise is described as sparkling light, aromatic plants, a lofty palace, a flowing river, ripe fruit, abundant clothing, in an eternal abode of radiant joy. When it comes to Samadhi, or the attainment of bliss, this is really beyond all description. Some say it is the highest form of self-realization, because nothing is manifest anymore. But this is really hard to describe. It has to be experienced, because to most people, nothing would mean void or empty in a more negative sense. Whereas this nothingness is beyond what words can even express. It is the ever-perfect, without anything taken away. Because as soon as something is expressed, there is a form of duality, which also implies suffering. So it is the ever-perfect complete, without anything even expressed. Compare these descriptions with the world we are manifesting right now. Where are the swaying trees, the succulent flowers, the singing birds? Most importantly, where is the peace and the harmony? And this is due to our inner state. The outer world is a direct reflection or manifestation of our inner state. If we are pure, the world around us is pure. Think of the perfection of nature without man interfering, of a flower, a tree. We can never replicate this kind of beauty in our paintings or songs because it is that perfect. So we do have the perfect template. It is just up to us what we do with it. In the scriptures, things are so beautiful because everything is in reverence of the divine. All the beings constantly chant the divine name of the Lord, and this is why everything is so beautiful. In the Bible, as soon as Adam and Eve eat from the tree of knowledge of evil and sin, in order to separate from God, in other words, and have their own will, they fall from grace and they have to leave paradise where everything was perfect. So what does that mean for you? Maybe you struggle with the idea to be obedient to a God that you can't quite relate to. But anyone can become more holy. One thing we could do is to read more of these beautiful scriptures that are truly uplifting and heartwarming. And it doesn't matter if you are not of that particular religion, but didn't you feel when I was just reading these paragraphs that they make you feel more warm and well inside? So one step could be to seek out some of these scriptures and find what is it that speaks to you. Meditation, stillness, taking the time to look inside, which is where your soul and purity resides. A simple prayer to God to help you, to show you what your first step can be. Prayer can be very powerful, even if you haven't thought of God forever. Just try it and see what happens. Or a simple act of kindness if you want to leave God out of the equation. An act of selflessness without expecting anything in return. Just see what happens inside. You can go to meditation groups if you struggle to do it by yourself, or to church, or listen to satsang. There are many spiritual discourses you can find online. The ways are really endless to get rid of ego that separates us from our holiness, to find lasting peace for ourselves and for the entire world. Bless you all. If you like this video, don't forget to press like, to share it, and to subscribe to my channel to become part of our family of positivity and good vibes. Bye!